Hi, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Otto single pendant. This is the 1305. There are lots of great Ottos in this line. Check them all out if you get a chance. There are singular ones that are larger. There are multiple ones that come in different configurations. They'll be under our dining pendant section, so check them out if you can. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. It's going to be 11 inches high, and that's the body of the fixture. 16.1 inches, and that's going to be all the way to the ends of those brass pieces where you have the cables coming down. 11 inches deep. So that ball of glass is basically 11 by 11. 11 inches in diameter, we'll call it that. Overall height, now we're talking about the distance you can attain from the bottom of the fixture to the actual ceiling is going to give you a range. Shortest is going to be 20 inches. Longest is 70 inches as standard product. If you need this to be longer than 70 inches, drop me a quick email. Tell me what you're looking for. So say you're looking for the 1305. You need it to be 96 inches or 150 or 240. Doesn't matter. Just tell me what you need. In that email, I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department. It'll come back with an answer of how we can work with you. And adds a little time and money, but we do custom lengths every day, so it's not a big deal. Let's get into some of the more details on this. So, lots to talk about on this. Lots of little details, really. So let's talk about the glass to begin with. So it's a hand-blown sphere of glass that has holes on the ends. You have cables coming down. Those cables are, this is a low voltage fixture, and you're not going to be using any halogens in this. It's going to be LED, which I'll get into in a second. Those cables are coming down into the ends of these pieces, and those milled ends have grippers on them. So basically, you'll be able to kind of bring this up and down and get it to where you want it to be. They go up into a canopy, and that canopy is going to be about that thick. It is 6 inches in diameter, and it's holding a transformer. It's going to transform your line voltage in your house or your building down to low voltage so it safely goes through those cables. I want to show you a little bit more information about that canopy. How we're going to do it is we're going to look at the installations instructions. So on that side of the screen, midway down is a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how to put it together. It's going to also show you some detailed drawings of the inside of that canopy, how it's going to go over your 4-inch junction box just swell. Good to know. It's only 6 pounds, so it's super light. You don't have to worry about any kind of weight restriction on this. That canopy, as far as the finish goes, there's no choices on this finish. The canopy is always going to be in black, and the milled parts that are down below at the ends of the spheres that are holding the sockets are always going to be spun brass. Really beautifully made, just so you know. Okay. Moving on, let's talk about a couple other things. So inside of that sphere, you're going to have basically a tube of glass covered with a steel mesh, and that tube is frosted, so you're not going to see your bulbs. The bulbs are going to be on the ends. That's where the sockets are. And this is going to be using G4 sockets, and G4 sockets are little sockets with two little holes in them. And they take the prong little bulbs that you're going to get, the G4s. Easy to find. So G4s come in all kinds of different types. We generally get them on Amazon, but you could probably get them on a couple other websites like 1001 Bulbs, Just Bulbs, Bulbs.com, all that kind of stuff. You might be able to find some at your local True Value or Ace Hardware or Home Depot, but it is easier to find these online, just FYI. Amazon we found to be the easiest one to do. You would put in G4, and we'll get into the wattage in a second, but G4, 4-watt LED. And the reason I'm kind of going back and forth on that is because the recommended bulb for this is actually a 2.5 watt, which is actually the only equivalent of a 20-watt bulb. And Hubbardton Forge sometimes actually includes those bulbs with it, so if you see them in the box, don't be surprised. However, that's a 20-watt equivalent, and that would only give you about a 40-watt equivalent halogen, adding both sides together. You can go better than that, and you can do, if you want, you can go up to 4 watts on each side. 4 watt is the equivalent of a 40-watt halogen. That would give you the equivalent of an 80-watt halogen using those two bulbs. So it's up to you. We talk about the color of light all the time with this online when you're talking about buying bulbs, LEDs. So you're talking about 2700 Kelvin is going to be like a super yellow light. That's going to be like the setting sun. They're also going to be offering these bulbs in what's called daylight. And daylight is going to be, sounds warm, it's not warm, it's going to be like a cold hospital waiting room light. That's that bluish white light, like an overcast day, and that's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin, K or Kelvin, they'll be offering you too. What we like to use in our showroom is called warm white, and warm white is 3,000 Kelvin. That's a nice warmth that will come out of that, like an incandescent bulb. So if you're looking for these bulbs, you would just put into the search G4 4-watt, and I'm saying 4-watt because I say go to the max if you can. Might as well, why stick with the 20 watts on each side, because you can always dim these down, don't forget. 4-watt dimmable LED and 3000K if that's what you're looking for. So that's a good thing for you guys to try out. Slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees, so there's no problem there. So when you're installing this, you can do it in a couple different ways. So you can do it where that tube in the middle is horizontal like this, or you can kind of do it tilted, so it has a cool look to it. So another little detail on that. One other thing, like I mentioned before, when you're doing the dimmable bulbs on this, make sure it says dimmable on that box or online. It's going to be very important because sometimes it'll actually just not even say it. The other thing is talk to your installer, tell them you're using a dimmable LED, low voltage LED, so they use the correct dimmer on the wall for you. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton forged fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a what's on display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton forged fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.